Now, this is CBS 6 News.
Well, our next guest has written, produced, and starred in the award-winning PBS special, The Neon Man and Me. He's also a blogger for Psychology Today and a contributor for Storytelling magazine. Slash Coleman is here with us to talk about his new book, The Bohemian Love Diaries, a memoir. Hi, Slash. It's great to have you.
Hi, it's great to be here.
This is home for you.
Richmond, Virginia, born and raised here, so it feels especially good to be on this program and at home tonight launching the book in Richmond.
Excellent. Well, we are appreciative of you being here.
Sure.
You're in New York, and the book has just come out in the last week, right?
We launched the book last week in New York City. We had a great turnout, and since then, you know, the reviews have been great, and I'm excited, kind of as the ambassador of Richmond, spreading these stories about what it was like being raised in Richmond by 8 artists, or kind of around the globe now as I head out on my tour.
You said, and clearly the praise has been great for it, the response has been good. Your family still has yet to read it, so you told me you may be looking for a new family.
Are you offering your family?
We'll see what we can work out, right?
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of fun. The book is being compared to Jonathan Ames, Augustin Burroughs, and kind of David Sedaris, or the Sedarises. It's that kind of, it's zany.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know, being raised in Richmond, you know, in my father's art studio over at VCU, there was a whole cast of eccentric characters around me all the time, and I have 8 artists in my family, and so it made for a very creative upbringing. And especially since there were also 4 countries represented. All my grandparents were immigrants, and so having all those accents in the house and having the creativity and the artwork and the kind of like the Mediterranean love dinners that we would have and sit around the table and share stories, it made for a very interesting life.
Yeah, and creatives are often lofty and in the clouds in a great way, but then can be very serious and grounded too. So it's kind of all over the map.
Right, and it's helped me to like really dream big, because I think we live in such a global world now, because you can step out of Richmond and become, you know, some kind of a celebrity with just your creativity and imagination alone these days.
Absolutely. I made a note that you had said it's a recreation of truth from an artist's or a bohemian perspective. You're not necessarily a transcriber of fact. These are based on recollections and,
right,
and kind of pieced together.
Right. So one of the big stories in there is my obsession with Evel Knievel when I was 8 years old, and my subsequent crush on my 3rd grade teacher. And I didn't want to go back and look at YouTube videos of Evel Knievel's jump when he jumped the Shark Tank, or become a journalist in my recreation of the truth. I wanted to do it from memory, almost as if I was remembering it as an 8-year-old. Yeah. Because I think it would become alive more on the page, almost like a Wes Anderson movie might do on the screen.
Excellent. And therefore that's the comparative kind of creative interpretation of you.
This is me as a young man, and this guy is young Slash the Bohemian boy on the cover of the book as well. So.
And he has to wear that helmet because things can get a little rough, right?
They can, especially when you're dreaming big and you're heading towards a trajectory out of Richmond. You might bump into things and get bugs in your teeth.
Yeah, yeah, a couple bugs in the seat. That's all right. They're full of protein. It'll be fine for you. I like how the book is set up in 3 parts, right, and we start out with love me not, love me. So at the heart of it, is it just about finding that acceptance and love?
Yeah, and so what I take in the book in terms of love isn't necessarily romantic love, even though it tracks my subsequent failed love relationships through my life. It's about my love of family, my love of my father, my love of artwork. Love's in all of its forms. My love of my sisters, and things that we don't typically associate with love of a place, really, because I really love Richmond.
And we said in the introduction, you know, you've The Neon Man and Me, Psychology Today, and you blog. You have all of these interests, so it is very, you're almost a Renaissance man.
Yeah, a lot of people compare me to a Renaissance man.
That's not a bad comparison.
At the root of it, you know, being raised in a family of artists and wanting to rebel from these artists, it was hard for me to figure out what exactly I wanted to choose as my artistic expression. My grandfather was a dancer at the Moulin Rouge, my father is a prolific sculptor, my grandmother was a watercolorist, and what was I going to choose in terms of what I wanted to do? In a sense, I became a Renaissance man, but at the heart of it, I think, is writing and telling stories as a professional storyteller, because I can really be with someone and and then they share their stories with me, and I feel as an artist close and connected to people.
Excellent. Well, you're still sharing that story, and I think the journey is only just beginning.
It has.
Still continuing.
Yeah, this is the beginning of my tour, and I'm going to be going through 23 cities in the next few months promoting the Bohemian Love Diaries in Richmond.
Well, thanks for taking time with us. I'm going to make sure that we let everybody know where to find you. You have the chance to meet Slash Coleman tonight from 6 to 7. He's going to be signing copies of this brand new book at Chop Suey Books, 2913 West Carey Street. We certainly wish him the best of luck with the book and that 23 city tour. That's going to be terrific.
Yeah.
Thank you, Slash.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Great book and nice praise. That's really nice.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. A lot of fun. That's really cool. Will your family be coming tonight, do you think, to the signing? And there's all sorts of other stuff going on, too.
So I have